Okay.
Hello and welcome to the first Reading Colors Your World Crafternoon. Yay! Many of you have already picked up your kits, and I'm here to tell you that if you did not pick up your kit, this is something you can do at home. Our kits flew out of there this week, but we will have a craft every week this summer. Through June, we'll have it virtual. You pick up your kits at the library. But in July, we're going to go live with crafts, all right? Let's get started. Today we're going to do some painting techniques that I thought really kind of inspired our summer reading theme. This one I did with home with some paints I had on hand. And this one we also did at home with the colors that you have in your kit. So you can do this with any additional paints you have at home as well. We've given you about 6 different colors, and we're going to get started. I'm going to show you some of the things that we did on canvas when we finished. So the first step that you need to do is make sure you cover your space, whether you're inside or outside, because we get a little bit messy. It's not too bad, but you know, sometimes people get a little carried away, and I'm guilty of that myself. So, right, Cassie? We get messy.
Yeah, we do.
So this is Cassie, my granddaughter, by the way. Many of you have met her. She likes to help me with things. So in your kit, you have your canvas, you have your paint, you have some craft sticks, and you have a straw. Yours looks a little different than ours, but it's going to work regardless. So, yes, the first thing you do is you get everything out after you've covered your work area, and then you're going to take your paints and cut them apart. Real easy peasy. Now, the paint that is in your little pots, we have diluted. It's just water. It's actually, some of it is the Sargent, which you can get at Michael's or Walmart, but it's washable tempera paint. So I was just going to show you a little bit of how thick, if you're doing this from home with your own materials, most of the tempera and the acrylic paints are too thick to do this technique. See how thick it is? We want it thinner than that. So we're going to add just a tad bit of just tap water, or if you have bottled water, that works too. If you're going to store it, be sure you add something that's a little bit too much water. I should have brought my little squeeze bottle. So you're going to mix it really, really well. And yeah, this is probably perfect. And if you can see, it's going to just drip off, not in a steady stream, because that would be too thin. But see, it's not as thick as it was, because earlier it wouldn't come off at all. So you want it to have a little movement to it. All right, so let's get started. You got yours all cut apart, Cassie?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to take our first paint pot, and I just kind of turn them over on the canvas for a little minute, and then I'm going to drizzle them around. Because you want the colors, it's okay. Yes, like I said, it gets messy. Yeah, make sure you bring out your paper towels. All right, so the pink is starting to come out. So we're just going to kind of tap it around so that we have it in different places. And it's okay if it's uneven. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is similar to a dirty cup pour or one of those type where you're blending your colors together. And this isn't even the messy part. And if you need help getting it out of the pot, that's why we provided the little craft sticks. And you can use that just to get the rest of it out. Just spread it throughout your canvas. All right, we're going to move on to some blue. And of course I chose these colors. And of course the washable tempera doesn't have as many options as, say, some of your acrylic paints, but they work. All right. It's okay. We said messy, right?
I just put that in my hand on it.
All right, we're almost there. I'm going to put some purple on.
I just put my purple.
There we go. The yellow and the mint green color, kind of an aqua mint color. Make a mess. Oh, I like it. It's pretty. All right. And then some yellow. If you have yellow, you may have a little bit different colors, and you may have two sets of pots. The original ones that I purchased were bigger than, or a little bit smaller. So you may have two sets just because they're two different sizes. So you can use it all in your first one if you'd like. All right, so now we kind of like to move it around a little bit before we get started blowing. That way your paints have a tendency to kind of blend together. Don't let it fall off your, but I'm just kind of moving it around. The colors are blending a little bit. And as you see, they're not thin. Yeah. But they're moving around some. And this is thick enough that when the kids do blow it, it doesn't go everywhere. It's okay, it's okay. All right, so once you have them kind of moving around, if it's not moving quick enough, then you can always drizzle a little bit of water on it. That will help. All right, so now, so the technique you're going to use, it seems kind of silly teaching you how to blow through a straw technique, but it really does help the kids understand how the movement of the paint goes. So you're going to lean down to the paint and you're going to kind of whisk it to the edges, but not too much. You don't want to lift up your straw too much or it goes all over the place. So Cassie started hers. And isn't this cool how your colors blend together as you blow on it?
But like you might get lightheaded.
Yeah, Cassie says don't blow too hard, too long, you'll get lightheaded. And turn your canvas while you're doing it, so you can get to all your colors. This is also a great way to teach the kids about color blending and how they make different colors.
Like that little one. Oh my God.
Definitely. So if you kind of lift this straw up, it kind of takes it a little farther. There, Cassie's doing it. And if the kids are young and they say, I'm done, that's fine too. It's okay to have negative space and white space in your painting as well. And then you just continue that until you have it the way you want it. How are you doing, Cassie?
Terry, there's somebody asking in the comments if we can't get it at the library to pick up a packet, is there someplace else we can get one?
A packet?
Or maybe just
Or-
the supplies, I think is,
The supplies,
Yeah.
yes. This type of paint is sold at Walmart. It's inexpensive. You can use the acrylic if you're comfortable working with acrylic. Of course, the little bottles of acrylic are 50 cents a piece at Walmart. But this is washable tempera, which is why I used it for the younger kids, so that it does not make a huge mess on their clothes. But yes, just get, you have straws, craft sticks. Your canvas can also be purchased at Walmart. They have them relatively inexpensively, or Michael's. and then you just get the colors similar to what we had. So yeah, really easy, really inexpensive way to play, and you know, a couple of bottles of your paint should last throughout several different children if you're mixing it up. Be sure if you're doing the acrylic, it may be even thicker than the tempera. So like I mentioned before, just add enough water that it, the consistency is that it runs off the stick. As when we started, it didn't run off the stick, and now it does. And that helps it move around the canvas a lot easier. So we're going to show you, as Cassie's completing her project, one that we did on a bigger canvas, because these that we showed you earlier and in the promo were on paper. This is the metallic or the pearl finish that you can also get at Walmart. It gives it a little bit different sheen to it. And then this is the one I did on canvas at home using these very same paints and very same colors. And it really looks cool. It's dark, tie-dyed kind of effect. This one did have a lot of paint on it, and it kind of cracks, but that kind of adds to the character of the piece. And then Cassie and I also did the metallic ones on the mini canvas, which you can also get at Walmart. So yeah, Crafternoons is all about learning how to do things and that you can do at home and try yourself, and who knows, we may be inspiring the next artist.
I got some in my hair.
It's okay, we'll get it up. Yes, I said it was messy. So thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us here at the library. I'm Terry, the children's or the youth service supervisor, and Cassie's with me. She'll be with me throughout the summer. So I hope you have a great afternoon. Thank you for joining us. And remember, reading colors your world. Have a great day.